Problem solution by AccountingWare. Welcome to our instructive video on notes in ActivityHD. In this video, we will demonstrate how to create and navigate notes, note types, banners, and recall dates. Notes are records that allow you to organize information in the accounts payable, accounts receivable, fixed assets, and payroll packages in ActivityHD. They can be used to store comments, attach documents, distribute employee information, or set reminders. Notes are categorized using note types created by you or ACW staff to fit your custom needs. Notes are a great way to keep track of information and provide reminders. Notes appear as part of the one-stop shop tabs at the bottom of a record window when available. On the Notes tab, you can see all notes that reference that specific record. Many different records can be referenced from a note, depending on the package. For example, in Payroll, a note can reference a check, employee, payroll run, position, timesheet, and more. As an example, we will fill out a new note regarding new employee information. First, we will navigate to Payroll, then click Notes. Either select New in the top left corner, or right-click the Notes view and select New to create a note. Now we can choose the note type. Because we want to attach documents related to hiring this new employee, we will choose a note type that was created for this purpose, called Document. For the description, we can enter Employee Documents. The date, time, and user will default to today's date, the current time, and the current user, or you can override the default if needed. Let's take a look at the References box. As mentioned earlier, the Notes tab at the bottom of a record window, like an employee, will show all notes that reference that employee. The References field on the note is where you can control where a note will appear. For example, on this note we will reference the employee this note is for. When we save the note, it will show up in this list on the Notes tab on the employee record. This is an employee record. Looking at the Notes tab, we can see all the notes that reference this employee. Notice that when we save the note, two new tabs appear: Attachments and Change Logs. We will look at those later. Another way note types can be utilized is through recall dates. If the note needs to be reviewed, such as a vendor contract in accounts payable that needs to be renewed, you can set a recall date for when the note needs to be reviewed. You can also filter to see which notes need to be reviewed in the Notes HD view. On this new employee note, let's set the recall date to a week from today. Either select the calendar or hit F2 and type Today plus 1 week. This informs us that the note will need to be reviewed a week from today. See our Date Expressions video for more information on keywords that can be used to input dates. Let's take a look at the Banner section. One note can add a banner to a single record, but multiple banners can appear on a given record. Banners can be added via notes to employees in Payroll, vendors in accounts payable, customers in accounts receivable, and assets in fixed assets. In the Caption field, enter the message you want to display in the banner. Captions can contain up to 255 characters. We will type New Employee. Banner types will be displayed to the left of the caption. The type drop-down defaults to the information icon. Other valid types include error, help, and warning. This is how they will appear. For this banner, we will select information. When we view the employee record, the banner will appear at the top. The message is displayed along with the selected icon type. On the note we've been working on, we have the ability to write notes in the text box on the Note tab, as well as the memo box on the Other tab. Both text boxes support copy and paste and similar keyboard functions. This is a great place to enter any information that other users may need to know about the purpose of the note or the records the note references. Let's select the Attachments tab. This is an excellent way to keep track of employee information. Now, let's add an attachment. Click and drop a file into the dialog box to add it to the note. Not only can you preview the attachments by clicking on them, but you can also open attachments by double-clicking. Multiple attachments can be added here. The Change Logs tab will show any changes that have been made to the note and when they occurred. Please note that you can use the report icon to print reports as needed. Let's save and close the dialog box to return to the Notes view. You will notice that notes can be filtered to make the Notes view easier to navigate. We can sort by any of the columns and reorder them if needed. Notice that you can view the recall date from the HD pane as well. The note we created was set to the document note type. Let's take a look at how note types are used. Click on the Setup drop-down under Payroll, and then select Note Types. In Payroll, there are several built-in note types relating to ACA compliance. We have also created several custom note types to track other types of information. Here, we can open the document, note type, and view its details. On the Note Type tab, you can set a name and description for the type of note. By creating and using different note types, you can organize your notes by purpose, contents, or other criteria. In Payroll, you can check this box on the note type to publish all notes with that note type to self-serve for employees referenced on the note. This can be helpful for getting information out to employees, such as insurance policies or W-2s. Since the document note type has the Publish to Self-Serve box checked, the note we just saved is now published on self-serve for the employees we referenced. To see the published note, sign into Self-Serve. Then, click on Employees in the menu on the left. Navigate to the Note Type Documents, and there is the note with all the information we added. On the Notes tab, you can see which notes have been assigned to the note type you are currently viewing, including the one we just created. On Note Types, you also have the Change Logs tab and Other tab, which work the same way as we demonstrated in the note previously. Let's navigate to Accounts Payable and take a look at note types. Let's take a look at the W-9 note type, which is the only built-in note type for AP. This is a great way to keep track of W-9 forms for vendors. Notice that AP notes do not have an option to publish to self-serve, but do have options to require a note to reference a vendor, contact, invoice, or payment. Note types in accounts receivable and fixed assets only allow name and description and do not have any options. Let's navigate to AP vendors to see where these notes are located on a vendor record. We will select a vendor, then navigate to the Notes tab. Here you can see the notes that are linked to a specific vendor, such as this W-9 form note. Attachments can be used here as well, making it easy to keep track of W-9s and other information. In this video, we have demonstrated how to use notes, note types, banners, and recall dates. As you can see, notes are a great way to keep all of your information as organized as possible within ActivityHD. Thanks for watching.